Hey everyone, how is everyone this evening? I hope you all had a beautiful day. Today's energy was truly amazing, you guys, and I think tonight's reading is going to be something quite unique. I've been channeling like this passed on relative, ancestor, possibly even grandfather type energy all day. So I do feel like tonight's reading is going to be pretty hyper specific for either one or a select few people in the collective. And this is definitely going to be a twin flame reading. I am strongly sensing that this is a true twin flame connection that this is in relation to. And I feel that this connection is truly being divinely guided and protected by one of the counterparts, or possibly even both, their ancestors. There is a strong resonance of ancestral energy that I am picking up on. And I really think that that is an energy that I would love to look deeper into tonight. So hopefully I can channel that message out to the collective, and I hope that it finds those whom it is meant for. And I do also strongly believe that there are no such things as coincidences in this universe. So if you are drawn to this video at any point in time, because they are technically timeless, there could definitely be a message in here for you. Before we get started though, welcome to anyone who may be new here. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and that you like these videos. By taking these two actions, you are virtually transmitting your energy to me, and I am able to pick up on that more clearly, and as a result channel more hyper-specific messages for you and your situation. So if you would like that, definitely be sure you take both actions, that you subscribe to this channel and that you also hit the like button. So that is also signaling to Spirit that you are open and willing to receive any messages or guidance that might come through in these readings. I will also leave my Instagram handle in the video description box, where I run pretty regular reading specials. They are almost daily. So if you would like to participate and experience a personal reading from me, that would be the place to find me. And that is also the place where you can purchase my twin flame manifestation affirmations. They are pretty comprehensive for all areas of life. You can go to my Instagram profile and under highlights, find the one that says affirmations. You can see reviews from my past coaching clients as well as more recent Instagram clients that are already seeing some pretty wonderful shifts in their energy and vibrational mindset. So if that is something you're interested in, the price will be $55 only up until April 7th. That was the Instagram introductory price. After April 7th, it will go back to the normal price that my coaching clients pay, which is $150. So definitely encouraging to take advantage of the lower price while it's available. All you have to do is DM me your proof of purchase. My PayPal link and Cash App ID are right in my bio on Instagram. And you can send me that via DM. You can take a screenshot of your proof of payment, send me that via DM, and the email that you would like it sent to, and I will send it out. So with that being said, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look into what this ancestral energy, potentially grandfather energy, would like to say here, what message he has. And you can set your intention for the reading while I shuffle the cards. You can say it out loud, leave it in the comments, just say it in your mind, however it feels good to you. And here we go. I usually try to get a couple cards, at least 3 to 4 cards before I start the reading. Wow, that really flipped out. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I always talk about the behavior of the cards while I'm shuffling, because I am clairsentient. I can feel like symptoms and energy of the people that I'm connecting with run through my body as if it's my own. So the cards really do pick up on that, and you will see how their behavior changes as those energies shift. So if you're interested in tarot reading and things like that, I just thought you might find that interesting. I will actually take this card first because it flew out face up, which is communication is key, new moon in Gemini. So with this card, I automatically heard the need for communication. Like that's what Spirit said, is the need for communication. So let's see what these other cards are clarifying about that. What about the need for clarification? Or the need for communication? Okay. Your dreams need a practical plan. There could definitely be some Taurus energy here as well. This is full moon in Taurus. So full moons are, you know, very emotionally heightened. They are a time when grounding is really necessary. And this card actually speaks a lot to the need for grounding before effective communication can take place. That is what I'm really picking up on. But I'm also picking up on the fact that the reason that grounding might be difficult is because of past issues. So that's very synchronistic with this South Node card. Don't let your past hold you back. Notice how this card also has some green color to it, which is associated with the heart chakra. So there might be some residual heart chakra blockages that are keeping communication from coming forward. But based on what I heard Spirit say with the first card, the need for communication is that these remaining heart chakra blockages may only potentially be cleared out after communication takes place. So what I'm picking up on is that there is a need to take this leap forward without waiting for all of these internal blockages to clear, because the process that's going to help it clear is the communication itself. Surrender to the divine, full moon, yes. So this is extremely synchronistic, that heart chakra blockages often refer to those barriers or walls that we put up around our heart, that usually it's our inner child or some sort of past trauma or wounding that causes us to put those barriers up, because we're trying to protect our heart. We are afraid to fully open to love again. And in this case, it looks like because of something that happened in the past, these twin flames are not able to step forward into communication, or one of the parties is not able to step forward and communicate because they're still trying to protect their heart, if that makes sense. And the final card that came out is the energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. So this I very strongly associate with immensely positive energy. And the fact that that energy is gaining momentum actually ties in really well with this card, that, you know, where I heard Spirit say the need for communication. This need is also gaining momentum and actually pushing this connection forward. But I hear a divine feminine stepping in to say, I'm filled with doubts that this will ever happen, because she's not seeing anything happen in the physical 3D. So it sounds like this divine feminine energy is having a very hard time believing that her connection is actually headed anywhere. So I want to take a look a little bit into the past of this connection to understand what we are looking at. Why is communication not taking place? What are these heart chakra blockages? So we have the Eight of Cups right away. So I heard the Divine Feminine step in to say, you walked away from me. So, okay. And there was an end of a cycle. And notice how this card flew out in this sideways position, that once that cycle ended, the energy kind of became stuck. So there was a walking away that led to a 3D physical disconnect between these counterparts. So it ended the cycle of their initial phase of 3D physical connection and led into the separation phase. And once it reached there, the energy started to feel very stuck, and this rebirth is struggling to fully take place. What else do we need to know about the past before I channel this ancestral energy that is trying to come through here? So, Five of Swords, yes, this was a very tumultuous internal battle for both counterparts. But I'm especially picking up this divine feminine energy that I'm downloading a lot here, you guys. So this divine feminine energy knows full well that her twin flame is incarnate with her here on this planet in this lifetime. And this is the person who also walked away from her. And I was generous with my love. I just heard a divine feminine say that I was generous with my love. So perhaps it's both parties that is dealing with this heart chakra blockage that is preventing communication from fully coming through. And I am energetically picking up a very strong desire for that. The Fool card, yes. So this would be the new beginning that both counterparts are strongly longing for. And they're really moving towards. It's just a very slow moving energy. And you can almost see that in the behavior of these tarot cards as it's shuffling. Okay. I just heard a divine masculine step in to say, I'm learning to hear my intuition. So this divine masculine is really turning his gaze inward and almost meditating on that small whisper of a voice within him to hear what his intuition has to say about this connection. Ace of Cups. Yes. I am overflowing with desire for this new beginning. So both of these counterparts are actually mirroring that. So Spirit, what is this ancestral energy trying to tell us here? Release shame and guilt. I just heard Spirit say release shame and guilt. So King of Wands. This ancestral grandfather energy is asking these counterparts to fully step into their individual power. I'm feeling like energetically both of these counterparts are feeling very disempowered within themselves, and this is keeping them from actually being true to their own desires and what they're trying to manifest. And I'm picking up that these ancestral energies are very strongly, highly guiding these counterparts toward finding their own inner strength to support one another. I'm being shown in my third eye one person who, has an injured limb and may need assistance walking, whereas another person is lending them physical support that, here, lean on my arm, use me as a crutch, and we'll make it across together. And I feel like that is what this ancestral energy is trying to highlight, that energetically both counterparts are each other's crutch. But because of this 3D physical disconnect, they are feeling really disempowered and they don't know how to move forward because they're both too busy protecting their heart and building up these walls or blocks around their heart chakra so that neither of these people get hurt again. And their ancestors are actually pushing them to surrender that need to overprotect yourself and to actually step forward and communicate. Now, I do feel like this direction to communicate is more geared at or aimed toward one party than the other, which is pretty typical in twin flame connections. Let's see which party is being guided to take the first step here. So, okay, this is the 10 of Pentacles card, and if you see, this is the couple, and in the back here is this man who I personally intuitively interpret as being almost an angelic being who is watching over them. So this must be a representation of that grandfather energy that is pushing these counterparts together. And it looks in this picture as though it is the divine masculine that is initiating this conversation. That's just what I'm intuitively picking up as I study the images on this card. So this divine masculine is actually getting this divine feminine's energy and engaging, getting her attention, not her energy, and engaging her in communication. What else do we need to know, Spirit? What other messages can I channel? Queen of Wands in the reverse position. Yes. So this divine feminine, just as I said, I just heard Spirit say, lost her fire. And I feel like this is because she feels as though nothing is really working in her favor in her life at this time. That she is not feeling like she's reaching the goals that she has set for herself. And there's a sense of disappointment that she is not where she had always planned to be in life. And she's also struggled with romantic connections and relationships. This has taken a greater toll on this divine feminine, knowing that she is a twin flame. This is her divine counterpart. And this separation phase is just seeming to like drag out. This is causing her to question her worth. This is causing her to question even her own inner strength. That how can I keep moving forward? What do I have that's going for me? That is the energy that I'm picking up here. The Hanged Man also in the reverse position. So the fact that this card came out in the reverse position tells me that the desire for movement forward in combination with ancestral propulsion forward is probably going to bring in this communication sooner than these counterparts truly realize. Like, they are not going to even really fully be expecting when this happens. What I'm being shown in my third eye right now is this divine masculine just one day losing that willpower to restrain himself further, picking up his phone and saying, heck with it. I'm going to dial this number and I'm just going to see what happens because I can't torture myself like this anymore, is the energy that I'm getting here. Let's see, what else do we need to know? And look at that. The result of that is a happy union. The 10 of Cups card. This is literally like the ideal happy family dream life card. And this is one of the most positive cards in any love reading that you can get. But even if it's not a love reading, this is just a very positive card in general. And energy at the bottom of the deck, you guys, Ace of Pentacles. So not only will these counterparts find their inner worth through communication, which it really makes sense now why Spirit said the need for communication, that this communication really needs to take place before anything else can really happen. These counterparts do have a lot going for them and their future looks good, but they're just kind of being stuck in this energy of what if. Oh yes, and there is the power of manifestation at play here as well. But what one of these counterparts doesn't know, because I'm intuitively picking up that one of the counterparts does know that they have ancestral protection of this connection, but the other counterpart doesn't quite know that. They are trying to use their own manifesting abilities through daydreams and, fantasies, etc., to kind of pull this connection magnetically back into their life. But they're forgetting the action part of it, that they actually have to do something in order for that manifestation to come to full fruition. I'm being guided actually to the energy oracle card, so let's see what else comes through. Yes, 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, so synchronistic. This is the heart chakra card, and it's coming out in the upright position, which shows that, this heart chakra blockage clearing can truly take place. It's possible. It's not as difficult as these counterparts are making it in their head, is really what I'm feeling here. The Temple Path. These cards are so synchronistic, and they've actually been coming up a lot lately because it makes sense. Collective energies don't really change every single day, so it's normal to see these similar cards come out for consecutive readings. But the Temple Path is really, the twin flame home to each other. Like, when that Temple Path card comes out, you just know that the counterparts are headed home. They're headed home towards each other. What else do we need to know, Spirit? What else can I channel for the twin flames in this collective? What does this grandfather energy want to say? What does this ancestral energy want to say here? First chakra, Archangel Michael. So this is the root chakra card. So I hear this divine ancestor energy stepping in to say, strengthen your backbone, is literally what I heard. Strengthen your backbone. You have so much more power in you than you realize to endure whatever life throws at you. And I do feel like this message is strongly being directed to a divine feminine, that you are by nature a nurturer, beautiful divine feminine. You have taken care of so many before. You have done so many wonderful things for your family, for others who depend on you. This ancestral grandfather energy truly wants this divine feminine to know that she can depend on herself. And when she finds this true independence within her, she's going to open her heart again, because she will then know that she is not reliant upon any outside relationship or love to make it through life, that she has what it takes to make it on her own, that any form of romantic relationship is really not a need for her, but it is a desire for her. And with that mindset, she can really walk into any situation and face what she needs to face and be okay with that. So she does not need walls around her heart. She does not need to build a fortress around herself to protect herself from any kind of outside hurt. because she's learning that outside influences can only affect her to the degree that she allows it. And this is something, a soul lesson that she is learning through this surrender process on this twin flame journey. And I strongly feel this ancestral grandfather stepping in to say that you have no idea how worthy you are of everything that you desire. And you have no idea how strong you are to handle anything that comes your way. It is the desire of her guides, of her ancestors, of her angels, for her to find this inner strength. So when she steps into a relationship with her divine counterpart, she will not lose that sense of independence. I feel like this divine feminine has a past life pattern of kind of relying on relationships to either find security in life, to find her own worth, to just feel safe in some way or other. It is a source of emotional and physical safety for her. So this is a major reason why in this lifetime, when she signed up for this particular soul contract on the twin flame journey, she has had a very difficult time in all areas of relationship in her life, because the lesson that she signed up to learn was self-reliance. This is strongly the message that I'm getting here. So she can have this happy family, and look at that, you guys. This card came out twice. This is equivalent to the Ten of Cups card. But this also speaks to ancestral wounds and, just emotional traumas, soul level traumas that have carried over generationally, that this divine feminine has also signed up to break. And she's breaking that through finding her own power. She is finding herself so she can find her twin flame. And this is extremely synchronistic for anyone on the twin flame journey, because in some way or other, this same lesson is mirrored for all of us throughout, that we, during the separation phase, are taught to stand in our own power and not be affected or influenced in a negative way that we internalize and keep and hold on to in an unhealthy way by things that are going on around us, outside of us, or in our counterpart's life. We are taught to simply feel, experience, and release those emotions. We learn surrender to the core. We learn surrender to the depths that we are possibly humanly capable of learning on this journey. But this divine feminine is really having, just her individual power, her own power, being able to stand in that, being highlighted for her in almost every aspect of this reading. So that is a very powerful message coming through here. I'm going to go to the Starseed Oracle and see what else comes through for this divine feminine. What else do her ancestors want her to know? I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Yes. So this divine feminine on a soul level knows that this is a lesson she signed up to learn in the 3D physical with her twin flame in this lifetime. However, this is something that her 3D self does not know. Her 3D self does not remember. And she is often in a state of reverie, almost just looking back at her life and thinking, why has no one really ever been there beside me the way that I wanted them to be? I was always surrounded by people. I can hear this divine feminine's thought process in my intuitive mind right now, that I was always surrounded by people, but nobody really was there for me the way I wanted them to be there for me. And what I am hearing here is that it's because you were supposed to learn to be there for yourself, and you did that. It's just not something that you have consciously realized yet. Beautiful divine feminine, you have been the one that's really been there for you this entire time. But you don't give yourself that credit. You realize that other people weren't there for you in the way you wanted them to be. And you know to some extent that yes, you've survived and endured a lot of things. But you often don't give yourself enough credit for how much strength you truly have internally to have made it as far as you did without that support that you have always been seeking from the outside. So right now, during this separation phase, you were to turn your gaze inward and find that strength. And when you find that strength, your counterpart, this divine masculine, is going to find that strength to just surrender to whatever outcome may be, because that is the ultimate ego death for the divine masculine, if you think about it, right? Because it's our ego that makes us afraid of judgment, afraid of rejection, afraid of how, somebody else is going to react to us or something that we say. So ultimate ego death is, yes, of course, I'm human. I still want to protect my heart. So my heart chakra blockages are not completely uprooted and wiped out at this time. But I'm going to break my heart wide open to let these barriers down and approach my counterpart and just have faith that whatever happens is going to be for my highest good, is going to be for the highest good of all. And you would be surprised with what the outcome is, right? Because this is a true twin flame connection. I strongly feel that, yes, this divine feminine, how synchronistic, has been feeling that void of external support her whole life. So it's not that people haven't been there for her, it's just that they haven't been there for her in the way that she hopes. But here we have jump in, Andromedan energy, adventures, say yes to change. So I'm also sensing that part of this divine feminine's heart chakra blockage is the fear of saying yes to change, the fear of allowing somebody to be there for her the way she desires, for fear of disappointment. And this is definitely coming from past traumas, not only of this life, but of many lifetimes past. So that part of her, that deep-seated soul pattern that she has brought with her into this lifetime, is actually making her resistant to change. That is also in turn creating blocks within the divine masculine from actually reaching out. Because in true twin flame connections, all of these things are energetically mirrored. They don't show up identically between the counterparts, but they definitely do show up in a mirrored way, if that makes sense. I think you guys know what I'm talking about there. Activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. Trust where you're being led. So I hear a divine masculine stepping in to say that my heart is pulling me towards you. But the divine masculine's ego mind is not letting him trust where his heart is leading him. And his guides, his ancestors, are really stepping in here to say, trust where your heart is leading you. Step out of your mind space and drop into your heart space to know which direction you're actually supposed to go in life. And then longing for home, homesick for the stars, higher earth. So yes, these twin flames are definitely longing for each other, because home for twin flames is within each other, right? With each other. So that strong longing is pulling them toward one another to fill that void that is being felt in a mirrored way in both of the counterparts. They are being guided to just jump in. And remember on some level that this is the life that they planned before they incarnated here on this planet. These are some very powerful messages. Let's see what else comes through here. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Yes. So I just heard Spirit say, trust yourself no matter what the outcome is. So both parties here, just like I said, it's mirrored, you guys. It's very synchronistic. Both parties are really being guided to trust themselves, that no matter what the outcome is, they're still worthy, and they know inside what is right, what is best. Their heart already knows the answer. It's the ego mind that is not allowing them to act on that. Let's see, anything else? I feel this deck kind of going silent here. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to move to the Lover's Oracle to see if I can pull some final messages of guidance here. Yes. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. It could not get more synchronistic than this, you guys. Yes. Surrender and acceptance is what leads to transformation. Your love is about to deepen. No doubt about that. That's been already confirmed many times in this reading. This is the third confirmation. What else? Any other messages of guidance for these twin flames? Reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So I just heard Spirit say, stop being impatient with yourself. So there's definitely a strong sense of impatience in both parties, the masculine and feminine. Masculine for not being able to make the forward movement in the 3D, and the feminine for not being where she wants to be at in life right now, or feeling that she's not where she needs to be, that she needs some time to reflect on what that really is that she thinks she wants. Because when you're trying to manifest something, anything, specificity is of crucial importance, because the universe has all these cups over here for you, aligned and ready to be filled. But the universe has no clear idea of what it is that you're trying to fill those cups with until you become specific. So what I'm really hearing here, that, you know, these parties' ancestors are also telling them, is when you really break down what it is you want, the type of connection that you want with your counterpart, the type of support and being there that you are trying to manifest from other people in your circle for you, what does that truly look like? And once you get down all the specifics of that, it's going to tell you, you know, your internal compass is your greatest guide about whether you can expect that from the people that you are thinking in your mind you want that from. And if the answer is yes, that, you know, this is somebody I feel like I can expect that from in, you know, a realistically ideal situation without trying to drastically change someone's personality or character. If you see that they have that potential to be that way with you, then it is realistic for you to assume that that is possible. And if the answer is no, then that is also self-explanatory, right? So the universe is really asking you to take some time to turn your gaze inward and just weigh out what it is you want, who you are, you know, desiring that from, and whether or not that is truly in your heart space realistic for you, not the ego mind space of, no, this person would never do that for me, but you know that that's the ego mind talking, right? Drop into your heart space and think from your heart space when you are doing this, because truly manifestation comes from the heart. It is not something that you can do just through the ego mind here. And the final card that came out, It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. So basically everything I just said. That's so funny, you guys. This really does happen in these readings sometimes, because the cards are channeling these energies. So sometimes I often say something and then the card comes out later. So, but that is beautiful, beautiful messages. And I truly hope this reaches everyone that it will resonate for. I truly hope that these messages are helpful for all who hear them. I am going to just go ahead and close out this reading here and channel some love messages from the masculine to the feminine, and then vice versa, and we'll just see what comes through here. So yes, this love message also really highlights the need for communication, especially in the masculine, that because he's holding so much of it in, and I'm just, you know, seeing this picture of bubbling and brewing, that, you know, he has all this anxious energy within him, that he has been astral projecting to the divine feminine, that because in the physical 3D, he can't get himself to actually physically approach his counterpart, his soul is actually astral projecting to the feminine to find her and comfort in her. I've been feeling your presence around me, so this is very mirrored to you guys, because the divine feminine is also equally strongly desiring this communication, and she's desiring it quickly. So both parties truly have been feeling each other around them. My nerves have been getting the best of me. Wow. Can't make this stuff up, you guys. Can't make this stuff up. Since that fell out, I'll take that too. I'm really sensitive deep down. I just put up a front. Yeah. So just like in the beginning, we had this 8 of Cups walking away, which probably led the divine feminine to view the masculine as somebody who might be really cold, and potentially even, I'm hearing the word cruel. I'm hearing spirit say cruel. So the divine feminine might have perceived the masculine this way, and in his love message, he's saying that that was a mask that I was putting on. That was a front that I had for survival. That is not my true character. I am not a cold, harsh, indifferent person. I am sensitive deep down. That is just how I put up walls around me to protect my heart, to guard my heart. Now I'm going to channel a message from the feminine from the Rumi Oracle deck, and then we will finish out this reading. These cards are truly quite large, so shuffling them can be quite a challenge sometimes. I think I'm slowly getting used to it. So let's see, Spirit, what message from the divine feminine's higher self to the masculine? Okay, number 18, a new gown. Some lovely art here. And the number 888 might be significant for someone listening. And also the date 18, like the 18th of the month, might be significant for someone here in some way. A new gown. Weary and consumed by longing, I was caressed by my beloved last night. The wounded soul was set free. My spirit was lifted at once. I surrendered my life while overflowing with joy, and my vision was filled with light. Love said, "Don't feel so hopeless, my weary and gloomy one, for my generosity is beyond forgetting those devoted to me. See how boundless divine justice can be. Behold my immeasurable kindness." Love embraced my spirit, and all my doubts vanished at once. A new and glorious robe of honor was placed on my shoulders. Love offered me the power of new vision and the transforming touch of divine generosity, and placed the chalice of eternal wine in my hand. Rumi. I have chills, you guys, that this is so... The divine feminine's higher self is essentially almost guiding her and the masculine toward exactly what the ancestors are guiding them toward, that this new gown, this new robe of confidence that will be around their shoulders, that, you know, these two counterparts are being taught that they have what it takes to survive, to make it on their own, that they are being pushed to stand in their own power. And that is truly what's going to give them the union that they have been dreaming of. That when they become so strong and deeply, firmly rooted in their own individuality, in their own personal strengths, in their own personal power, that is when their union is going to really flourish. It's going to blossom. The balance that these two will bring to the table, the justice that these two will bring to the table for each other, like, you know, when we say, oh, pictures doesn't do it justice, it's so beautiful, that's the kind of justice that I'm talking about here, that they would bring to the table, that, you know, there is no words, there's really nothing to describe just how amazing this connection is going to be. And especially because this is a true twin flame connection, the intensity of this bond, the longevity of this bond, the intensity of this bond is beyond compare. But when two people come back together for harmonious, permanent union, when they do so standing in their own power, is just you know, a beauty that is beyond compare. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here today. This was an extremely powerful reading, and I truly hope that everyone who is guided to it gets the messages that they need. I strongly believe that they will, because as I always say, there's no such thing as coincidences. If this reading finds you, or if you find it, there's definitely a message in here for you. Again, please be sure to like and subscribe if you are new here. And even if you're not new here, double check and be sure that you are, if you would like more hyper-specific messages for you and your situation, like today's reading was. And I will leave my Instagram ID, as I said, in the video description box. So I hope to see you guys there as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Have a great night.